Okay, so for this project we're going to making a cuff Kumihimo bracelet where we're going to work around a wire the length of the bracelet. I'm using 14 gauge. You need it to be a fairly stiff wire so that it will hold its shape. So what you'll do is you'll do your normal 8 warp, you'll do some 32 warps or so with no beads, and then you'll start adding your beads down. And what I do is normally I'll drop 8 to 10 beads down before I insert the wire. That's 4. 6. That's a 7 and 8. Now, as you can see, if I come in a little close here, you'll see that there's a hole forming in the center of the braid anyway. And your wire should just fit right down in there. Now, because it's long, it's going to start dropping over. So I'm going to do just a few more. So I said 8 to 10. That was 8. And you can kind of keep testing it to see, whether or not it will stand up inside that hole. Okay, so that actually is 12 that I did. So I'm going to try inserting it, and it does stay. So now you can just continue to braid. The hardest one is going to be the one going from the bottom, where you have to tuck it, and then you have to go kind of up and around and not knock over the stick. And it is going to kind of wobble around, but after you get a few more rows in, it should start becoming a little easier. Because right now I'm holding on to the knot. Now I'm going to start holding on to the beads themselves, which should make it a little bit easier. And like anything, getting it started is the hardest part. And I hope you could see what I'm doing here. And again, get your bead tucked under, and then kind of bring your whole arm up and over the length of the wire that's sticking up to get by it. I mean, the other thing you could do, if that's too much of a pain, is bring the north one down to the south and then do a complete turn, and again bring the north down to the south before you do your quarter turn. And that way you're always working on the right side of the wire, and that might make it a little easier. Now, of course, it's more difficult here because I'm working and holding a camera between my knees with the tripod, and that's always a lot of fun. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off, and I will continue braiding this, and then I'll turn it back on when I get towards the end and show you how to finish up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm back, and I have finished the length of the bracelet, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the cord or the wire right at the base. And then I purposely left 4 beads still to be done after I cut the wire. Do those. Okay, so now I'm going to do the 32 warps with no beads, closing in the center wire. And now that the cord is off the disc, I'm going to apply some fingernail polish to the end. And I already finished this end, so you could see that what I did is I added one of these little very small cone type caps. I wanted something that didn't have a huge hole on the end of it, because we're not going to be attaching any kind of clasp. I didn't want the hole to be showing, so I'm just using one of these small end caps that it's just a short cone. So I'm going to wait for the fingernail polish to dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the fingernail polish is dry enough for me to be able to cut the cord the length of the cap that I'm putting on. And I'm going to, again, because we're not going to be putting on a clasp, I'm not going to wire wrap it. I'm just going to put some glue, a liberal amount of glue on the end so that the end will stick. And actually I probably have too much, but I do have a little too much glue, but of course I have nothing to wipe my hands on, so hold on just a sec while I get a napkin. Wipe off any excess glue. Okay, so now we're going to wait for that to harden. Okay, and now all I'm going to do is just kind of bend the wire around to kind of shape it like my wrist. There. And you can kind of twist it a little so that when you put it on, and then just kind of cinch it together. You'll see that it makes a nice cuff bracelet. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.